Today, I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of pursuing post graduation from a government medical college versus a private medical college. Now, I know immediately you would think that no sane person would ever want to pursue post graduation from a private medical college if they had the option of pursuing the same subject from a government medical college. That is not true. I can give you several examples of people who had the option of pursuing post graduation from a government medical college but chose to pursue post graduation from a private institution. And they were not deluded. They had logical and sound reasoning which led them to arrive at that decision. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the advantages of pursuing post graduation from a private medical college, and I'm also going to talk about some of the disadvantages of pursuing post graduation from a private medical college. But before I get into the meat of the discussion, I want to disclose my conflict of interest here. I am employed in a private medical college, and I am not going to encourage you to join any institution, whether private or government, without doing your own due diligence. Please figure out what you want. Only you know this, and try to understand which institution is going to help you achieve your goals in the most painless manner imaginable. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the meat of the discussion. The obvious reason why most people choose government medical colleges is because of the notion that is existing widely in all of our society that private medical colleges are for those people who are not good students. This is the stigma, this is the tag, this is the belief that is there in most people. It is absolutely wrong. I am not saying that government medical college students are not intelligent. I am also not saying that government medical college students are the only students who are intelligent. As someone who has studied in a government medical college and who has been part of a private medical college for almost 3 years now, I can say with absolute certainty that intelligence is not restricted to any one institution. There are intelligent people on both sides. And of course, there are not so intelligent people like yours truly on both sides as well. So let's not get into this wild discussion of how private medical college students are only getting their degrees because they have the money. Even if they have the money, which they most certainly do, or at least the banks think they are credit worthy to give them the loans to be able to afford the curriculum of a private medical college, they still have to appear in the same exams that every government medical college student has to appear in. The university exam question paper is same regardless of whether it is a government medical college or a private medical college, unless the private medical college is a deemed university, in which case it has to be really good to be deemed to be good enough to be a deemed university. So if the exams are the same, if the question papers are the same, if the textbooks are the same, if the syllabus is the same, is if the assessment is the same, then the only difference lies in the fees paid by the private medical college student with respect to the government medical college student. I don't think just because somebody is paying more money, they deserve to be ridiculed or they deserve to be regarded as somewhat less intelligent than their peers from government medical college. That's just my belief, and I believe that I am completely right in believing this. You can argue with me in the comment section. I will welcome your points with an open mind. Why would somebody who is getting an option to pursue post graduation in a government medical college choose to pursue post graduation in a private medical college? There can be many reasons. Better facilities are often available in private medical colleges, especially in newer subjects or in technology heavy subjects like radiation oncology, where you want the latest equipment to be able to learn the latest techniques of providing therapy. Also, in government medical colleges, there is a huge influx of patients, which really does not leave a postgraduate student with any time to study. You have to understand that during residency, one has to balance two key aspects, which are equally important, in my opinion: studying as well as working. In government medical colleges, this work study balance is often difficult to achieve. I found it very difficult to achieve when I was a resident pursuing post graduation from a government medical college. In those 3 years of post graduation, when you are supposed to learn, you also have to study. That balance is, I believe, easier to achieve in a private medical college than a government medical college. Having said that, it is true that there are many private medical colleges which are not developed, they lack in facilities, and those medical colleges, I would most certainly believe, are not as good as government medical colleges. So before you choose which college you want to pursue your post graduation in, as I said in the beginning of the video, please do your due diligence. But as I have suggested in previous videos, the first thing you have to remember is which subject do you want to specialize in. And if you are able to specialize in that subject from a private medical college, and if the private medical college is recognized by the National Medical Commission, and you are okay based on your research that that particular medical college is not a scam, then I would encourage you to pursue your post graduation from that medical college, even if it is a private medical college, as long as you are able to afford the fees. Now, when it comes to fees, I know it's a lot. But even in private medical colleges, there are two kinds of fees. There are fees for the state quota, I suppose, which is less, and there is a seat for the management quota, which is more. Both are quite high compared to government medical colleges. Long story short, if you want to pursue post graduation in the subject of your choice and you're getting it in a private medical college, go for it as long as you can afford it, and the private medical college is recognized by the National Medical Commission and has some resources which is going to help you learn the basics of the subject in the 3 years, because quite frankly you don't learn much more than the basics in 3 years. 3 years of post graduation itself is pretty much inadequate to become an expert in any subject. I've stated this in a previous video, but thankfully, because of the interventions of the National Medical Commission, the MDMS courses have become standardized across the country. There are basic requirements that each postgraduate student has to meet, such as basic course in biomedical research, good clinical practice, good lab practice, basic life saving skills. All of that has to be covered by everyone participating in academic conferences, submitting publications in journals. So that standardization of the curriculum has really leveled the playing field, in my opinion. However, there is still a difference between an old, reputed government medical college and a fairly new private medical college, although there are many reputed private medical colleges also. It is true that there is still a prejudice in the minds of people and also employers when it comes to hiring doctors from private medical colleges. People who have studied in private medical colleges generally are not preferred. Even when people are hiring for private medical colleges, they want to hire doctors who have studied in government medical colleges. But I believe with time and with the clear demonstration of skills and knowledge by private medical college students, that prejudice is also going to go away. Also, remember, you are only entering the college for 3 years. At the end of those 3 years, you will have the degree and then you can chart your own course. In some cases, you can also opt for NEET SS, and depending upon which college you study in, which college you pursue super specialization from, maybe you will benefit from the prejudice instead of suffering from it.